Trump signing new orders, Trump in office, Tesla dropping, stocks looking pretty decent. I think SPY almost hitting the high. Today, we're going to be talking about the stock market news and my outlook with some market trends and some price targets to look at. So, first off, we're going to start off with some news. Oracle rolls out some AI agents for sales professionals. Another thing that I really want to talk about is something that we've been seeing a lot recently, Rigetti Computing. They've been going up 10, 20, 30%, and then also losing 10, 20, 30%. So you'll see them on both of these top daily gainers, top daily losers, but it's been a most active stock and very volatile. With that being said, you could be trading this to upside and downside. We've been seeing 30% gains and 30% losses. So keep that in mind. We also got NVIDIA moving a lot today. SoundHound AI moving a decent amount today. We're going to be talking about that later on too. Tesla moving downward because there's a new mandate, or Trump kind of signing a mandate that says that 50% of EVs to be produced, but basically he kind of signed that close, but we're going to be talking about that right now. So basically, Tesla, we've seen a 4% loss, and I think we're down 3% right now. We're going to be talking about some supports and resistance to look at right now. We've been bouncing off VWAP currently, but with that being said, basically half of the new US cars by 2030 should be EV basically, but he basically revoked that today. And that's kind of why you've seen a big drop in Tesla. And we're going to be talking about that a little bit later. But with that being said, we do have a price target raised to $500 with Tesla. With that being said, don't be too scared with this because Tesla still has everything else being made, like the robots, robotaxis, stuff like that. There's still going to be a decent stock, but we just did see some bad news with some EV in general. Another thing, MicroStrategy, they buy $1.1 billion. Basically, they had a meeting to basically buy more shares of Bitcoin, but they bought it before the share vote. And another thing is Apple has been falling a lot. I think we're at the 220 level now. I think we dropped like $10 today. I think around 6%. Oh no, 5%. My apologies. But we have some analyst cuts. They've been cutting their prices as the stock basically looks to the downside and keeps on falling with more bad news. Basically, a lot of people were expecting a little bit more out of Trump's new policies that he's signing, but mainly he's been doing the topics like immigration, trade, energy, and TikTok. So keep that in mind. We're still waiting a little bit with Bitcoin and just how the crypto sector is going to be looking. We did see Bitcoin kind of fall today. We did hit some highs, I think a couple of days or yesterday. So keep that in mind. And basically some tariffs that's going on by next month on the 1st. Is 25% on Canada and Mexico. I don't think he really talked about other things like Europe or anything yet. So keep that in mind. He might talk about that a little bit later. But some stocks that could affect is like Nissan, Honda. That being said, I want to talk a little bit more on what Trump really did and kind of how it's going to be affecting the market. So we do got the tariffs. He did have a national energy emergency. So basically just more oil drilling and stuff like that to get the energy up, and just focus on energy stocks with that one. Trade a 25% tariff on Mexico and Canada, but delayed immediate action on China. Immigration declared a border emergency, shut down a government immigration app, and promised mass deportations. Government recited 78 Biden era orders, froze federal hiring, and created Department of Government Efficiency led by Elon Musk, if you guys didn't know that. And TikTok, so basically, as you guys know, previously he gave China basically 90 more days to sell the app. So I'm going to start off with the heat map, but let's just load it up, see what the stocks are looking at now. Basically, we still have like three and a half more hours left of the market. So keep that in mind. If you guys are watching this a little bit later on, the market is not closed yet currently as I'm filming this. But with that being said, we do got a 1% increase in NVIDIA, 5% decrease in Apple. We're going to talk about Apple a little bit later and what we're looking at. Tried telling y'all yesterday on my video that Apple's going to keep going down, and in a couple other videos. Tesla down almost 3%, which is insane. And we got a lot of other stocks in the green today, which we're going to be talking about later on. But first off, we're going to start off with Tesla. As I said before, kind of bouncing off the VWAP. We kind of had two major bounces, and this one didn't really hit too much, but we've just been bouncing off VWAP. But to say earlier, when we did come out with that EV, we did have a big sell-off after everybody's seen the news about the EV, just in EV sectors in general. But with that being said, I do think that we can get some decent news with Tesla, but we're gonna look at it at the upside and the downside. So for now, we're gonna be looking at VWAP for the rest of the market open, and then maybe market closed, and maybe tomorrow we're going to be looking at a retest of that 415 because we might close below it. And then, but if we do close above it, just don't mind that one. But 415, 417 is going to be a key one. 419 and the 420 is going to be another big one. And then 425, and then see if we can get back up to that 430 level. And then maybe what we were at earlier is 436 and maybe going up to 440, but we need some great news for that, which I don't think we'll have for tomorrow. I do look way ahead, so if you guys watch this video, it could be weak, like for the rest of the week, some supports and resistance, so keep that in mind. Short term, I think honestly we can see $10, $15, maybe a little bit more. I think we're down 11 now, but we can see some decent moves with this stock. But some of the price targets I might put them way far ahead just for next week. With that being said, to the downside, I will look at 415 if we close above 415, see how it tests that. And then going down to the 411, 410 is going to be key. 405, and then going down, breaking that 400. 400 is going to be another key level. I think we can continue on down if we still see some bad news and maybe a price target going down with the EV sales. With that being said, we can see 395 if we do keep going down, but that's probably later on this week. The video, we've been looking pretty strong with it. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, kind of strong, decently strong. Overall, like over time, we've been looking pretty strong with a bullish trend upwards. With that being said, we're kind of just up and down. I think people are just still skeptical on everything. We don't really know what all Trump's really coming out with, so we're kind of just going in blind and just depending on what he does. Because honestly, he can come out with something, he can sign something that makes his stock drop or make the stock go up. So just keep that in mind. Right now, we're not really kind of just going with the flow, honestly. But with that being said, to the upside, I'll look at 140 once again, see if we can break that 140. We kind of bounced off of it earlier, so see if we can break that 140. If so, we can go up to 141, 142, and even higher. Going to the downside, it's going to be a little bit more skeptical, but I think 138.3, and then down to where we bounced off earlier, 137.25, and then 137. Kind of bounced off the 137, to be honest, and then going down 136, and then 135, and then going down that 133 if we do get some bad news. But just go with how the news is going, stuff like that. We do have SPY going up a decent amount, some higher highs overall. But with that being said, I do want to see how we react basically on the 600 overall, because we can probably bounce below it and then probably try to break it again. But I think we're going to be bouncing around that 600 level and just up and down. With that being said, I would look at the upside to the 602, 603, 604, 605, and then 610 if we can. That would be insane highs, and we just need insanely good market movement for that. But back down to the downside, just like I said before, the 600 level is going to be key, and then going down to 599, 598, and then probably that 597 level is going to be key, going down to 595, and probably continuing down if we do get bad news with the market overall. One stock that I do want to look at right now is SoundHound, because recently, so I kind of pointed this out, a lot of times you can rinse and repeat, but at the same time, don't always rinse and repeat. With that being said, we did have some decent market opens for the past 4 trading days, except for today, kind of stopped doing that. But we basically would start off with a constant upward trend for like the first 10, 15 minutes, and then it would sell off, and then you can probably buy a call around here and then go up. But recently kind of changed that, and now we're kind of just looking like a bullish flag right now. So depending on how everything goes with AI, I think we can see this stock probably go to 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 is gonna be a key level, so look at 20, 21, 21, 2, and then 24.4. So look at those levels for SoundHound. But if we continue going, if we start going down, or we see bad news with AI overall, you can see it drop down to maybe 14.5, 14 and 13.5. Look at those levels to the downside. Bitcoin, we're at a decent level. We're at 105, and we're probably gonna be looking bullish. But just like we said earlier, people are kind of waiting to see kind of the news that Trump really has for crypto in general and Bitcoin also. That being said, MSTR, I'm looking at MSTR at the level that we're at right now, at around the 390 level, to see how it reacts, and then going up to the 400 level. I don't think we hit it. Yeah, we didn't hit it yet, but I think we can break that 400 level, especially with them continuously buying Bitcoin. I think we can break that 400 level going up, but we kind of need to see Bitcoin at new highs. But if Bitcoin can breach a new high, I think we can hit that 420 to 430 to 450 level. And if Bitcoin keeps on breaking that high and just keeps going up, we can probably see 500 once again. Just keep that in mind. But if we do have a sell off with Bitcoin once again, maybe hitting that 100,000 and below, maybe 99, we can see this one drop a lot, probably even getting down to that 370 to that 360 level. But that being said, you can really play this either way. Like if you see Bitcoin have a sell off, do a sell off, do a call option, or just buy shares. Or if you see a, like right now, if we hit highs or something and then it bounces off the high and we see a bounce in Bitcoin, you can buy a put and short this play. So just keep that in mind while doing this. Next one I want to look at is Apple, because we have been dropping so much. Let's go into 15-minute. But we've been very, very bearish with Apple. As you can see, it is insane. So basically, we've been getting a lot of bad news with Apple. They've been getting sued. Now they're number 3 in China. Just a lot of things that's happening, and then now the price target's getting kind of lowered. People are kind of saying to sell this stock. We are getting a lot of people saying buy. I think a good buy level is coming up soon. We might hit a bottom, but for now, I think we just got to be patient with it and just see what happens. Also, I think Nvidia overtook them with market cap, so keep that in mind. We do have earnings coming up, but later on, so keep that in mind too, because earnings can make the stock probably go down lower if we do see some lower sales and predictions for their stock. So keep that in mind. But with that being said, thanks for watching the video. Smash the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, join the Discord, and let me know if there's any other stocks you guys want me to look at. I just have to do my research and everything first before I do a video on it. Thanks for watching. Peace out.